So, what's up, guys? We're back with another market review. This week, we have many news, big things are happening. Bitcoin is running, Bitcoin is rallying. So, since it's dominating, I have been buying ever since 16.6k around 16th of December. I think around this price is right here at 16th of December when the price was 16.6k. Now, Bitcoin is in green. Bitcoin is a winner and will be a big winner for us even more over time in the future. So it's not such of an emergency right now to talk about Bitcoin. We are now printing money. We are in the green. So let's talk about stocks in this episode. Stocks, when it comes to the S&P 500, the biggest stocks of the stock market, the biggest companies by market cap. What we see here right now is like a failed uptrend because we hit these touch points, first touch point, second touch point, the third touch point. What I told you guys after this big correction that we had, um, we usually expect S&P corrections to be between 6 and 7 to 8%. This correction was around 9%. So we thought that we were good. We thought that we were good to run and go back up. I told you that we will rise and we'll probably take a small breath down before we go higher. But we dropped even lower. That is kinda a small warning here because we are failing this uptrend that we had. We need to come back higher soon, or else this is a bad sign because we have dropped below the 200 week moving average of the S&P 500 daily chart. That's one bad thing. Second bad thing, we failed this uptrend. And the third bad thing is that we didn't get a very recovery until now. So we want to recover over the next couple of days slash weeks. Otherwise, we are in for a longer consolidation period here, maybe. Or else we'll drop even more back to the next level, which is 4180 to 4060 for the S&P 500. Those are the signs right now and what I expect to happen. When you check on Google Finance, what happens? Stocks, and I'll tell you what I'm doing here. I won't tell you what stocks I'm buying. I'll tell you what I'm doing in general. When you check the S&P 500 in Google Finance, what you will see is that year to date we are back to more logical levels. This is a good sign if you think longer term and for the bigger picture. But short term we have many bad signs. If we think longer term, we are back to more logical levels because S&P used to be up over 20% for the year to date, which is insane for the S&P. Well, the last year I think it was down. Let's check December 31 to December 30 of 2022 to see what happened there. Last year S&P was down 20%. Usually S&P is up between 8 to 12% per year, and now we went to a huge rally for the next 6 months of the year. We expected a green year because of the fact that the prior year was negative, but we went on a huge rally of 20% for the first 6 months and then we dropped right now back to more logical levels. And you could say that almost nothing will happen for the next couple of months for the S&P 500 to end the year. Or it might drop a bit, like 1 to 2%, or it might land 1 to 2% higher to finish at that 11-12%. Both are good for us longer term if we think long term and from the bigger picture, because, and I'll tell you why. Because those prices are good for the long term. When I think of the S&P 500 in 6 months from now, these are good times to buy. When people are selling, people are fearful, people think a recession will happen, and when we have all those bad signs are actually the best times to buy for the longer term. You don't see the S&P 500 dropping very often below the 200-week moving average that it has. It dropped here, that's true, but you don't see that often. And right now we are still touching it. Like you could say that it can draw a very recovery. It might not. Most probably it won't right now. But we are in this consolidation period. I don't panic buy, but I'm buying and I'm building my positions for long term on the stocks that I like. Those of you that know don't know that are in my investing course. But yeah, that's what I do. I build my positions in stocks with high cash flow that I believe in for the long term, that I have very high confidence in. Slowly, slowly. I don't mind that much. And because the same thing was for Bitcoin, when everyone was scared and was selling, for example, think of it like that. When I was buying at 16.6k at 16th of December, like here, everyone was scared, everyone was selling. I was telling my guys in my community, now that Bitcoin is 75% down from the high that it had, now is the time to buy when everyone is panicking. I have to tell you, I was telling my community, I have to tell you guys, that's what you should do. The same thing is for the S&P 500 right now. We're only 10% down from 2023 highs. We are still below the prior all-time highs of 48,000 on the 3rd of January. It will take some more time to beat those, but it won't take that much time to beat the August 2023 highs. It can definitely happen in 2024, 2025. And I would like to be in my positions with big positions built until then. So that's what I do right now. I think in terms of 6 months and 1 to 2 years from now, and that's what I do to my favorite stocks. So I'm buying slowly and I don't mind that much. When it comes to the dollar went into this huge rally and now it's trying to come back to more logical levels. We want to see it continue this downtrend that it has. That would be ideal. And as dollar drops, stocks will rise along with gold and Bitcoin. We will talk more about Bitcoin on a separate episode. And it's insane, by the way, the fact that Bitcoin rose that much with dollar being so high. It's insane. Anyway, that's the story for the stock market. That's the story for dollar right now. When it comes to gold also, and this will be the last one for today, gold also had this huge move of the lows. I told you, I remember it very vividly, that after we hit this failed hold right here, this was a bad sign. And I warned you guys that it might be a good time to sell your position when we go back to 1950. We went all the way back to 1950, and I said you could sell your position here if you are scared that it will drop lower, because that will most probably happen. And that's what's truly happened. That's what did happen. And we dropped even lower. I told you though as well that I won't sell my position because I don't mind holding gold for the long term. It's a hedge for my portfolio and I like holding it and I don't mind that much. I have built my position for the long term and I hold it because I have confidence in my position. And what we see here that is very nice is this uptrend trying to form. We have one touch point, we have a second touch point, we might see a third touch point later here in 1900 to retest that, use it as support and then go back to new all-time highs maybe. That's why how I see the market playing out right now. So gold will consolidate, it will take its time here, might drop a little bit lower, or it might consolidate and then do a leg higher, drop a little bit lower, consolidate, come back here, and then set new all-time highs in 2024. This is the good scenario. But this is bullish overall. This is bullish because we broke off the lows on the upside and exceeded and created a, trying to get off this downtrend that we have. And right now setting a new base right here, which is insane. I didn't expect that to happen. What I expected and what I told you guys was, yeah, we will drop lower, and that's what happened, but I didn't expect this to happen. Of course, wars and all that uncertainty in gold benefits, but I didn't expect it to benefit that much that short term. I told you in prior episodes that I would buy between 1700 to 17 to 1800 if it drops there. It didn't, so I didn't buy. I didn't increase my position. I have GDXJ. I didn't increase my position, but yeah, that's what I'm just holding right now. I'm just holding my gold position, and we're hoping for the best for the long term in the next months. So that's all for gold. I'm very happy that I held my position and didn't sell when everyone was scared again. So let's see what will happen next in the markets, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.